Welcome to Decarbonization Explained, a new sustainability series from Danfoss. How we decarbonize industry. Industry alone accounts for about 38% of global CO2 emissions from end-use sectors. By 2050, there will be 2 billion more people and our economy will double. To build a better future, the world needs to decarbonize by decoupling growth from emissions. At Danfoss, we have a method for decarbonization. We call it reduce, reuse, and resource.
At Danfoss, we want to be our customers' preferred decarbonization partner, and we see sustainability as one of the key drivers of competitiveness. The first step is to reduce energy consumption by making sure our processes are efficient. Second, we reuse energy, typically through waste heat recovery. And finally, we source renewable energy for our factory operations.
Reduce is essentially about reducing energy consumption, particularly in applications that run for a long time in factories. In a recent pilot study at one of our sites, we found 80% of our machines could be switched off when not in use, saving 30% on energy without impacting productivity. Motors use more than half the world's electricity consumption, and more than 2/3 of the industry electricity consumption. We can make them all run only when they need to, and a lot more efficiently by using the simple principle of variable speed.
The great fact about the drive is you don't need to rebuild your whole system. You can actually just need to install a drive, and it can be even on the old motor. The payback time can be as short as 6 months or 2 years.
Next, let's look at reuse. Reusing energy is about recovering excess heat from processes already running. Excess heat is currently the world's largest untapped energy source, representing 2,860 terawatts per year in Europe alone. Using technology like bidirectional heat transfer, heat exchangers, heat recovery units, and heat pumps, we have put excess heat to use in our Danfoss factories in China, Poland, Denmark, and Finland.
From our experience, every heat recovery or excess heat recovery project that we've worked on in general is going to have less than a 3-year payback.
Finally, let's look at resource. Once energy use is minimized and we've reused excess energy, we resource green energy by replacing fossil fuels with clean energy sources. Resourcing from fossil fuels to renewable electricity and green hydrogen can be achieved with power purchase agreements. We have agreements in place that cover a 30% reduction towards our carbon neutrality in 2030. Of course, resourcing requires that factories first electrify wherever possible. Up to 78% of industry's energy use can be electrified with technology already available today. We're working together with companies like Cervix to develop industrial heat pumps. These solutions aim to deliver up to 130 degrees Celsius hot water and steam for energy-intense productions.
We are collaborating with Danfoss on several ways. At the moment, we are ready for making 130 degrees, and we're going to install it right here by the Gulpener Beer Brewery.
Just by optimizing the equipment that has to be driven by these industrial heat pumps, we have achieved 75% savings in energy per annum.
Some sectors like chemicals, steel, and cement require higher temperatures, sometimes exceeding 800 degrees Celsius. Today, electrification seems out of reach, with many seeing fossil fuels as the only viable option. But solutions also exist to decarbonize these hard-to-electrify sectors.
Chemical industry is very energy intensive, and that's why sort of transferring the energy source to a renewable source, of course, will help us a lot. The second one is that a lot of our processes intrinsically cause CO2 emissions. So for some cases, we have to look at different technologies to make our products. I would say this idea of reducing and reusing is kind of part of the DNA of the company.
Working together and using our resources smarter is crucial to decarbonize our most emissions-heavy sectors. Now is the time to get to work, bridge the competence gaps ourselves, and inspire each other across industries to get the job done. Actions speak louder than words. Visit danfoss.com to learn more about Decarbonization Explained and how we can partner together to decarbonize.